Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. We're here with the T-34-3, which is the newest Chinese Tier 8 premium medium tank, one which you could only get from chests, which I did an unboxing to show how I got this tank, and so much for that 5% drop chance, eh? But yes, so this is the T-34-3. Let's have a look. I'll be comparing it mostly directly to the Type 59. So it has got 47% protection, 37% firepower, 56% shot effectiveness, and 50% manoeuvrability. So 1300 HP, 90 frontal hull, 50 side, 45 rear, 170 frontal turret, 120 side, and 150 rear. So for, of course, the direct comparison, same HP as the Type 59, but the Type 59 does have better frontal and side hull armour with 150, and then the turret armour is better for the front and the sides, where it has got 200 frontal and 150 side turret armour, which gives it more survivability than the T-34-2. T-34-3, sorry. And yeah, the armour not quite as thick. The turret is still a tricky target to hit. Whoops. So I hit my microphone. But yes, the turret still is a tricky target to penetrate because of all of that rounding and sloping, but it's not quite as tricky to penetrate as the Type 59, because those 30mm of armour that the Type 59 has on its frontal turret does make it a lot more difficult to penetrate. Plus, of course, it has got the same weak spots as a lot of the other Russian and Chinese top tier mediums, where it has got these cupolas sort of sticking out the top of the turret there, which is again prominent on the Type 59 as well. So that is just something to note for this tank, which is that it's not quite as survivable as the Type 59 is, which is a bit of a shame. It weighs 35.5 tons basically. It has got a 520 horsepower engine, which means it goes at 50 kilometers per hour. It has got a 46 almost degrees per second hull traverse and almost a 48 degrees per second turret traverse, which means that it is rather manoeuvrable. It is certainly a rather mobile tank. Compared to the Type 59, it weighs slightly more than the Type 59, and it has got the same engine power, but for some reason it can go quicker. But the traverse on it is definitely not as good as the T-34-3. So the T-34-3, whilst it goes slower, it does traverse its hull and turret just that much quicker than the Type 59. It's about 5 degrees per second quicker on the turret to traverse than the Type 59, which is something to note. Because of course the quicker you can traverse the turret, the better you can circle around heavy tanks or whatever. So yeah, that is just something to note for this tank. As for the turret, there it is. It's the T-34-3 turret. Yeah, it's got good rear armour, but then, I mean, yeah, who's really going to shoot you at the rear of your turret if they're behind you? So yeah, 250 meters view range, goes up to like 278 or something with coated optics. As for the suspension, there it is, the T-34-3 suspension. It has a 38-ton load limit, yeah, almost 36 degrees per second hull traverse, which is not that bad. As for the engine, it's Norinco 12150L. 12% chance of fire and impact, so you're not going to get set on fire that much if they hit you in the engine, that is. However, I do believe it's front-mounted fuel tanks, which is just something a little bit annoying. But then we come to the gun, which is the 122 D25TA. Now, a lot of Chinese and Russian tanks use a variation of the D25T 122 gun, and this is the 25TA, which has got a 4.21 rate of fire rounds per minute, which is not unusual for a 122 at this tier. The average pen as well, again, not that surprising. 175 with AP, 270 with heat, and 61 with HE. So yeah, again, not that surprising. Average damage as well, exactly what you'd expect. 400 with AP, 340 with heat, 500 with HE. And again, not very accurate, being a 122.41 dispersion, which, yeah, terrible. However, the aim time, fantastic, 2.9 seconds. That's super quick aim time. Really, it's... You look at someone and you're pretty much instantly aimed, which is the saving grace of this gun, because the accuracy, whilst the actual dispersion isn't that great, the thing that really kills 122s is that aim time. But then you realise exactly how bad the 122 aim times are when you play this tank, because this tank just aims in super quickly. It's just point at a target, bang, you're aimed. That's it. So yeah, it's a really, really good aim time. And something to note, which is really the biggest, I would say the biggest attraction of this vehicle. So those are the basic stats of this tank, but of course, now coming to the ammunition, it carries 90 rounds, which is more than enough for the length of the battle, so you can easily switch it up with as much heat, HE and AP as you want, and you'll never really run out. You're never likely to, because it doesn't fire quick enough to fire off all 90 shots in a battle. And then as we come to provisions, you've got your standard and improved fuel for 3 and 10% respectively to engine power and turret reverse. Then you've got your standard and improved combat rations for 3 and 10% respectively to crew mastery. And then you've got your protective kit, 15% protection of crew from injuries, 10% speed and module repair, 20% fire protection and 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. So you can go ahead and bung some of those on if you want. As for consumables, you've got your standard repair, first aid, fire extinguisher. Then you've got engine power boost for 20% engine power for 15 seconds. Then you've got adrenaline, 20% load speed, and 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds. Both of them with a 75-second cooldown. And then you've got your multi-purpose, which is those top 3 rolled into one. And you can go ahead and mount them as you wish. And then we come to the final thing, which is equipment loadout. So definitely gun rammer. You get a whole 0.3 extra rate of fire, which is a fair amount. It boosts it to over 4 rounds a minute, so that's definitely something to want. Then you've got improved modules, which you really need improved modules over the defense system, because the extra fuel tank and ammo rack durability, especially the fuel tanks, due to the front-mounted fuel tanks of this vehicle, you're going to want the improved modules. Then definitely coated optics. You're a medium tank, you're not going to sit around in a bush. Not really with this accuracy either. The aim time is good, but the accuracy itself, it's not a sniper tank due to that. So definitely coated optics. Definitely then supercharge for the extra shell velocity and the decrease in penetration loss over distance, because you don't need enhanced gun lane drive. You've got a very, very quick aim time anyway, so definitely supercharge. Then definitely improved assembly for the extra vehicle HP. It doesn't quite have the armour of the Type 59, so you don't really need enhanced armour. Well, you don't really want it at least, so definitely improved assembly for the extra HP. Then engine accelerator to increase your top speed, well, to increase your power to weight. Gives you some extra engine power and also some slightly extra traverse speed, which is always nice, so definitely engine accelerator. Then definitely refined gun as well, get it down to 0.37 accuracy, better than the 0.41, so yeah, definitely refined gun. And then I would say enhanced tracks, but then again it is really your choice of which one you want to go with them, and then your choice of whatever the hell those 2 things are. So overall, it's a decent enough medium tank. It's got decent enough mobility. You can bounce some shots with the armour, because of course that frontal armour is definitely sloped at a good angle, plus the turret is still nicely rounded. It's got the mobility. The gun, whilst not that accurate, does have a really, really good aim time. And really the only limiting factor is the gun depression, which I did have problems with, just due to the fact that it doesn't have particularly great gun depression, but then that is a characteristic shared with all of the Russian and Chinese mediums at high tier, so you can sort of see where that's come from. But that is pretty much the biggest weakness of this tank, which is the gun depression. That and the slow rate of fire. But then that's what's expected with a 122. So yeah, overall, not a particularly bad tank at all. I'll thank you for watching and goodbye.